What if I told you that Chelsea's total number of signings this season was higher than their total number of Premier League wins? It's true. When we tally up all of their signings from both the summer and winter windows this season so far, we find that the Blues have signed an astounding total of 14 new players, but only have 8 wins this year to show for it. This is their worst season in almost 8 years. But who or what is to blame for Chelsea's fall from grace? To go from lifting the Champions League trophy to mid-table mediocrity in the span of 2 years is nothing short of an absolute collapse. And after seeing that snooze fest against Liverpool on Saturday, it's hard to see things getting any better anytime soon. Today we play the blame game as we discuss why Chelsea are a disaster. Welcome back to the channel, guys. You're watching the Sideline Starters and my name is Andy, first team all sideline. Do me a favor and smash that like button to help us keep growing. And without further ado, let's get started. I feel like it's only right that we start at the most pivotal moment of the club's history in recent memory. On March 2nd, 2022, former Russian billionaire owner Roman Abramovich announced he was selling Chelsea Football Club. The breaking news was in preparation for the inevitable, as the Premier League disqualified Abramovich as a Premier League owner 10 days later, given his close relationship with Vladimir Putin, who had just begun his invasion of Ukraine. Politics aside, there's no denying that Roman's time as Chelsea owner was nothing short of legendary. He won 21 total trophies in his 19 years with Chelsea, including 2 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier League titles, and 5 FA Cups, as he transformed the London club into a global household football brand. He was often criticized for the ruthless sackings of Chelsea's most successful managers. But regardless of what coach was on the sideline, as long as Roman was at the helm, one thing was certain: Chelsea would compete for and win silverware. And as the old saying goes, you don't know what you have until it's gone. Ask any Man United or Arsenal fan what it's like to see someone who's run your club for over 20 years suddenly leave the picture. Sir Alex left United 9 years ago, and the Red Devils still haven't recovered from it, while it's taken Arsenal 5 years to get back on track after Arsene Wenger left in 2018. And I might get some pushback in the comments for this, but Roman was comparable to those figures. Nothing was done at Chelsea Football Club without his approval for over 20 years. New managers, new players, a new stadium, he oversaw everything. So in hindsight, it's no surprise that Chelsea would regress after losing their owner, especially when we take a look at who came in to replace him. A new ownership group led by sports mogul Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital acquired Chelsea Football Club in May of 2022, which brings us to the second reason why Chelsea are in freefall. The LA Dodgers owner began his tenure in England by breaking the record for most money spent in a single transfer window. In his first summer as Chelsea boss, he signed defenders Wesley Fofana from Leicester, Marc Cucurella from Brighton, and Serie A's best defender Kalidou Koulibaly. He also added Denis Zakaria on loan from Juventus, and Carne Chukwuemeka from Aston Villa to bring depth to the Chelsea midfield, and brought 18-year-old American goalkeeper Gabriel Slonina to London too, all in addition to signing Premier League veterans Raheem Sterling and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to bolster the Chelsea attack. Altogether, Chelsea's summer shopping spree cost the club more than €281 million, which was double what Man City and Arsenal spent, and almost triple what Liverpool spent. Now, I have no problem with a new owner splashing the cash. It shows ambition and a dedication to the project at hand, and I'm sure it got a bunch of Chelsea fans excited in the process. What I do have a problem with, however, is a new owner changing almost half the team overnight, and only giving his manager 1 month to integrate a cohesive starting 11. Thomas Tuchel, the manager responsible for winning Chelsea's second Champions League, was fired after only winning 3 of the first 7 games of the season. And Chelsea fans were justifiably outraged, as he was replaced with Brighton's impressive but relatively unproven Graham Potter. The Blues haven't progressed under Potter at all, as they began his tenure in 10th place, and are still in 10th place 4 months later. Boehly would break the bank in January again with one of the most senseless transfers I've ever seen, signing Atletico Madrid's Joao Felix to a 6-month loan deal for €11 million, with no option to buy at the end of the season. Yeah, you heard that right, no option to buy. I know Felix is a talented forward who creates chances on his own through silky dribbles and impressive vision, but Chelsea need goals. Felix has yet to score more than 10 league goals since leaving Benfica 4 years ago. He's simply not a goal scorer. He's a promising, creative second striker at best. Boli then hijacked Arsenal's deal with Ukrainian sensation Mikhailo Mudryk, paying Shakhtar Donetsk a whopping 70 million euros for the speedy winger. At first glance, it looks like Chelsea overpaid just to screw Arsenal over, but only time will tell if he's worth the money. The same can be said for 20-year-old Nani Madueke as well, Chelsea's latest signing from Eredivisie giant PSV, bringing Chelsea's total spend this season to over 460 million euros. I honestly feel like I'm watching Boli play FIFA career mode in real life. But what do you think? Does Todd know what he's doing? Let me know in the comment section below if you think he can get Chelsea back on top. In Boli's defense, you could argue his signings aren't coming from a place of cluelessness, but rather from a place of necessity. Which brings us to our last reason why Chelsea are a total mess. At time of recording, Chelsea have a total of 9 injuries in the squad, with half of those players being regulars in the starting 11. N'Golo Kante, perhaps the best defensive midfielder we've seen in the last decade, has been out for the Blues since August, missing 31 games and counting. Hardly anyone in the world can replicate Kante's performances in the middle of the park, and simply none of Chelsea's other midfielders are capable of doing so either. The plague spread throughout their backline too, with left-back Ben Chilwell gone since November with a serious hamstring injury, while December saw Chelsea lose arguably their best defender Reece James, and their most expensive defender Wesley Fofana. Chelsea have even had to resort to playing Trevor Chalobah at right-back, and just signed Benoit Badiashile from Monaco to try to fill the gaping hole at center-back. The injury bug would bite the forwards last, with Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic both picking up injuries in January. It's also worth noting the backup striker Armando Broja ruptured his cruciate ligament right before Christmas. The already struggling Edouard Mendy fractured his finger in training this month too, while Zakaria is also recovering from a hamstring injury that'll likely see him gone until the end of February. And that's just in the last 5 months. We have 5 more months of football to go. And I don't care if you're Real Madrid, Man City, or Pep Guardiola's Barcelona from 2012. Losing almost half of your starting 11 is going to ruin any chance you have of establishing a footballing philosophy, let alone executing it on a consistent basis. Which is why you can start to understand why Chelsea are a complete train wreck this year. They lost the leadership and structure that had been in place for 20 years under Roman Abramovich. The new owners have acted impulsively in the bank and in the boardroom, while the team itself has been utterly and unluckily decimated by injuries. And I know that Chelsea capitulated back in 2015 and we're back to winning titles 2 years later, but this is different. It feels different. I'm not sure they can bounce back like they used to. And given the momentum Arsenal, Newcastle, and Man United have been riding this year, there's no telling if Chelsea are even favorites to finish in the top 4 next season either. But only time will tell if the English club will benefit from the American Revolution, or if they'll continue to show us more of what we've seen all year, a complete and utter disaster. And that's all I got for today, guys. As always, I'm Andy, first team all sideline. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and smash that like button if you want to see more video essays like these. Till next time, everyone.